Good morning, I'm Lynn, and welcome to another day at Ewetopia Farms. We thought it was windy yesterday, but boy, it's nothing compared to today. To start, we get a little waylaid by the cats. Then we have a talk about viewer participation. I show you my new gloves. We talk about naming lambs and about pressing the like button. Then we get into talking about feeding lambs, and we get up close and personal with Peanut's lamb, and so much more. A really long video. I hope you stay with us. Looks like Katie's all ready to go, so let's get started. Oh, compared to that wind outside, we can hear each other think. We just fed Buddy. It's extremely quiet in here today. Hard to believe that these jugs are going to be filling up in a few more weeks. Right now it's very quiet. It's a blustery day outside. I'm just quickly going to check that everyone has salt and mineral and that all their drinkers are clean, and we're going to head over to the coveralls. Hi, girls. Hi. This is easy stuff, so I can chat with you while I'm going around just quickly making sure this barn's okay. Oh, Buddy was up front. We got Tom hiding back here. And we got Scotty. He's seen us. He was sitting up on the bale, but he's coming to see us. Hi, Scotty. I think the fact that we have happy, exuberant animals says something. Hi, Scotty. Oh, and Buddy. Okay, now we got all three here. Scotty, you're the original. You're the original. He appeared on our farm first. All of these are stray cats that just arrived here. And they live with the sheep and seem to coexist quite happily together. We have no females in the barn, so they have their space. And, you know, they make sure that they respect each other. But there's no fighting going on. The sheep love them. They love the sheep. They're staying healthy. If they were out in the wilds out there, I don't even know if they'd still be alive. So we're happy for these guys. Scotty's been here for years and years. And then Tom arrived. Tom is still not touchable, but he doesn't run off as much. And then Buddy's our most recent arrival, and Buddy's extremely friendly. You'd swear he was from a pet home. And Buddy and Tom actually seem to get along, like they'll sit together and eat from the same bowl. Yeah, you like your independence. Yeah, you do. So, as I was saying before we got interrupted by some cat love there, it was Pat. She's one of our viewers, and she mentioned to me that she had a Dorset Pet Sheep as she was growing up many years ago. And I asked her if she could find a picture and send it to me, and she did. And I'm going to post it here on my channel. Now, she's from the United States, and this is what I would call like a traditional style Dorset. Really fluffy ears, fluffy legs, nice wool. And this, I think she said this was like from 60 years ago. So it's kind of awesome to see pictures like that and to know that someone else understands the woolly ears and the pet sheep and stuff like that, because this sheep she used to put on a leash and walk around, and everybody in the town knew her and the sheep. And it made me think that I talked to so many of you on YouTube through the comment section and stuff, but it would be nice to know exactly who everyone is and get each of you to know each other. Is your background in sheep farming? Do you have a sheep farm now? Have you never had a sheep or seen a sheep before? I'm curious why you're watching this channel, what you're getting from it, what you like about it, what's entertaining about it, because it always fascinates me, because I do feel like I talk to a lot of people who have never had sheep before, and then there's startup people, and it seems to be touching a whole range of people, and it's really interesting to me. So if any of you have pictures or little stories you'd like to tell me and wouldn't mind me posting on YouTube every now and then, just so that we can get to know all the subscribers as well, I think that would be kind of neat. For me it is. I'm always curious about what people are doing on different farms in different walks of life in different countries. To me it's fascinating. So Thank you to Pat for sending this photo in. I think it's great. And I want to also thank our regular viewers for suggesting something that I probably should have done a long time ago, but I'm going to try it out today. I found a rubber glove that you use to wash dishes. I didn't even know they made them anymore. But my hands, as you know, get freezing cold cleaning out these drinkers. The drinker water is warm, but the temperature outside is so cold that most of the time by the end of chores, I'm just borderline frostbitten. It's so cold. So today I'm going to use the handy gloves, and at the end of the video I'm going to tell you how they worked for me, and I'm going to show you my hands. I'm hoping that they really work, because, yeah, years of doing it, and it took me this long. You gotta wonder. This barn is done, and I gotta say, these cats, you would swear they're dogs. I've never had cats like this before, but they actually make me feel guilty. I know that I'm gonna go to the barn now, and I'd be shocked if Buddy doesn't follow me. And as you saw back there, Scotty was back there helping me do the drinkers and stuff. They are barn cats, but they really want the interaction. And even Tom, even though I can't touch him, he follows me around now too. Tom usually stays in the barn though here, as does Scotty. Scotty's usually out with the rams out front. He comes in here to get his food. Tom usually stays in where the lambing jugs are. And Buddy, as you know, he is full range all over the farm. He can be in any barn. Oh, are you going to fight now, or are you just going to play? Hi, Tom. Tom wants to be friends. You see, he's rubbing there. He wants to be friends. He's just not quite there yet. Hi. You want to be a friend. Yeah, you do. See, I'm talking to him, friendly, and he's rubbing. Hi. Hi, Tommy. You want to be a friend, don't you? And technically, you shouldn't have cats in barns. Their droppings can contain diseases and stuff. But this is a big farm. We have 3 cats. And usually when I see them going to the bathroom and stuff, they're doing it out in the manure packs or outside. I've actually never seen them do anything in the feeders. But, you know, I gotta weigh the fact that these guys are helping us with rodent control. So I appreciate that. And a barn is almost like a wild environment. There are so many other creatures that are probably putting worse things into the barn, like rats, mice, the pigeons, and other birds. They are much dirtier than the cats, because they're dropping it everywhere. So that's more of a problem, we think, than the cats. So yeah, I do understand about the cats, but I think 3 is a good number for us, and We've never had any sheep-related problems because of cats. So cats are staying. We like the cats here. I wouldn't want 20 in the barn, but I think 3 is not a bad number to have. We just received our winter fuel for the tractors and stuff, and he delivered it to us. And if you can see him in there, he came walking towards me with a calendar and a bill. So we'll have a look at that before we go out there. But he looked like Santa Claus. He had big white beard and long white hair. I said, gosh, you make me feel like it's Christmas already. So let's see how much that bill was for fuel. From what I can see, it looks, you know, until I edit this, I can't tell you how much that is. That's how blind I am. But that's our fuel bill for the winter. And he gave us a nice calendar, Scenic Canada. And I've actually been to that spot. That's in the Bay of Fundy. That's Gaspé Rock. And Arnie and I took a cruise past that rock a few years ago and went on a little island, Bonaventure Island, just a little bit, I guess it would be south of there. And it was filled with seabirds, which was kind of neat. It's been a long time since Arnie and I have gotten away, but anyway, now we're going to go to the other barn. Okay, we've got all the grain loaded. The lambs are out waiting for us. And we're off to do chores in the coverall. I've got my bottles of milk. And we're gonna go join the lambs and Arnie at the barn. Right here it's sheltered because we've got so many barns and bales of hay and stuff. And I don't know if the camera's picking up how much wind there is, but this is the nice spot right here, sheltered. The lambs love it though. Like now the lambs are at the point when you get to the barn, they're all waiting at the door to come out. Except for Seymour here. Seymour's actually waiting for me. Are you hungry? You don't look like you should be hungry. You guys want your bottle? Do you guys want your bottle? Hey, buddy. Come on then. So we're over at the lamb barn now. I just finished feeding the bottles. We got the creep feed in the feeders, and Arnie just emptied out all the old the old hay out of the creep feeders, and it was getting a little coarse, and it had been in there a few days. And like, look, we've tossed it out, and they weren't eating it when it was in the feeder, but when you toss it out and it's all shaken up and it's something new, then they're going to go towards it. But it was played out. So what we're going to do now is we're getting a fresh bale of third cut hay for the lambs, and we're going to restock these creep feeders so that they can have some nice hay to chew on. They can always have hay with their moms, but we do like to offer a higher quality hay to the lambs that the moms can't get at because they're growing, so we want them to grow on well. So while I'm waiting for Arnie to bring that hay over, I thought I'd discuss another thing that I've been noticing on the YouTube comments. I'm really happy that everybody's trying to name these lambs for us, because to me that's a really fun part of having the sheep. I don't like them all going to market, so because we're in the breeding stock business, an awful lot of these sheep will be staying and going on to other farms, so they can be named. They're not going to market, but at this stage in the game we really don't know who those sheep are right now, and there are a few that I'm kind of earmarking. I think they're gonna be staying, but everybody is sending me name suggestions, and it's awesome. And I actually like the interaction back and forth between the viewers about whose mom it is and what name's good with them and stuff like that. It's really cool. But I think what we're gonna do is, I'm not sure who the keepers are this year. I think we're gonna wait to see who the keepers are. Like, it's probably only going to be a month or so. I'm going to start picking all the keepers out, and at that point I think maybe we should do like some kind of name game. I can get all the lambs together and you guys can put out suggestions, because there are a lot of really good suggestions and it saves me a lot of work trying to find names. Some are really awesome. One of them was kind of cool only because it had so many links to my life in general. Peanut's lamb, I'm not sure where he is in here, but he's in here somewhere. And he's a cute one. Everyone has seen him, and he probably will be a keeper. And his mom is Peanut, not Popcorn, Michael, Peanut. But yeah, somebody, we've had a million suggestions for him, and I don't know what to call him yet, and we maybe will vote on it if he does end up staying. I mean, right now he looks fantastic, but he could still fall apart. His legs could weaken out, or he could start sagging. I mean, we don't know that yet. He's far too young, but I'm hoping he's staying. So somebody suggested though KP, like, because it's the K year, so I'm looking for K names at this point. As of January, we're going to be looking for L names, so then it'll all change, but we are still in the K year. So think up K years, K names, sorry, that we can use when we do the name game. But someone suggested KP, and K because it's a K year, P because the mom is Peanut. And yeah, normally you'd think KP, yeah, okay, what's KP mean? But I understand the link that she was forming between mom and lamb and the letter year, but it actually has more connotations for me because we live in Kingston, Ontario, and in Kingston there's a penitentiary called Kingston Penitentiary. It's a maximum security prison, and it held the worst of our inmates for the longest time. It's recently been decommissioned and it's used as a tourist spot now, but it's a beautiful, beautiful prison. Like architecturally, it's a big limestone building right on Lake Ontario. Hello, hi Seymour. And so Kingston Penitentiary is known by all people who live in Kingston as KP. So yeah, and then you might say, well, okay, you want to name a sheep after penitentiary, but also the link is that when I was working in the prison system, I worked at KP with inmates there. I was basically working with violent offenders, and I actually loved the job. And I was there for only a short time while I was at school getting my degree. I went back to school for a degree really late in life. I graduated when I was 50, so that lets you know. But when I was working at KP, I absolutely loved that job. So it's kind of interesting that somebody picked KP not knowing all the other stuff that goes on around here. So I don't know if Peanut's lamb will be called KP, but I think I would like to call somebody KP. So, long story there. Yeah. So basically, part of all that big long talk was that I found that the thing that's making me smile the most on this channel is the interactions. I like people's stories, I like their comments, I like their inputs, I like the enthusiasm of the people getting involved and knowing the sheep, wanting to name them. I mean, some days are pretty tough on the farm. Some days I'm really tired. Some days I don't even want to post a video. I feel like I have no content or something, you know. You get the blues, right? So the people's comments are what makes me keep going and what makes it all fun for me. So I'd like to have a little more of that if possible. And I was reading on YouTube that I'm supposed to say, if you're liking what you're seeing, please press the like button. And I never do that because I feel it's tacky. I feel like I'm begging for your support. And I guess it's not that, because I think when you're watching a YouTube video, you don't really think about it. But when you press the like button, I guess YouTube thinks that people like me better, they're interacting with me, and they recommend me more on YouTube, and which it does result in more money. It's not about money, but hey, money's always nice, because when we have all those rams left in the barn and we got to hold them over for a year, they cost a lot to feed. So it definitely helps me justify to Arnie that my YouTube is paying to feed them, so it doesn't matter if they're hanging around. But anyway, this month is the first month that I might, if I'm really lucky, make $1 a day. And I looked at how long it takes me to make a video, and I'm working about 5 hours a day on making a video. So I don't know what that works out to, like pennies a video. So if you could press the like button, I'd love it when you watch a video. Okay, back to the serious stuff. Look at that hay that Arnie just brought in. And you can tell right away that this is a better quality hay just by the color, how it's retained its green color. Now it is newer hay, fresher hay, because third cut would have been the last hay cut, but still you can see it's very green. You can see that when the lambs pull on it, it's fine and it falls apart easily. And I imagine now when Arnie puts it out that all the lambs are going to come in here. It's extremely windy outside again today, and if you look out the door, those few that were out there are back in. It's fully open, they can go out if they want, but they're in here for shelter. Oh, there we go, we got 2 still out there. But when they see this green hay, yeah, see, they see that something is going on and they're coming in. I imagine that they're all going to come to the feeders now.
The other hay was actually second cut. This is actually third cut.
Yeah, I said it was third. Well, you can tell it's so green, right? And you know how cold I was outside with my silly hat? I'm actually sweating now because the barns are quite nice. It's amazing that a tarp could hold in so much heat, but when you've got a lot of sheep in the barn and a lot of bedding, and the wind is cut down, it's actually quite pleasant in the barns.
What's this one?
I just said I was starting to sweat now.
I'm a little cold.
And it says Canada, Arnie. The Canada goes at the front.
You got a small head, huh?
Oh, you got a blockhead. Look at you guys. Is that good hay? He's putting some up there too because we're inside the creep area, so they can they eat off of this front trough too. The mums see it, wish they had some. Is that your mom calling out there? She's not calling for you, I don't think. She's calling for hay. Nice. See that? You just got a little morsel of the third cut too. They're really liking it. Of course, like anything, they always want the best of the best. So they'll eat. One mistake I made when I first got sheep is I didn't know the difference between the types of hay. And we bought in some first cut hay and second cut. We were in Alberta, and it was hay was hard to come by, so we got what we could get and piled it all up for the winter. And I started feeding the second cut hay because that was the one that was most accessible to me. And they finished all the second cut hay, and then we went on to the first cut. And boy, that did not go over well, because it was like feeding them prime rib for the first part of the winter and then switching them over to, I don't know, like the worst cut of meat you could possibly find. They were not impressed. They didn't want to eat it. We were panicking because they wouldn't eat it at all, the first cut hay. We tried chopping it up to make it finer and stuff like that, and eventually they ate it because of starvation. But I learned a big lesson that day, that if you are feeding sheep, always start off the season with your first cut and then work your way up, because they don't like it when you switch from really good feed and bring it down to low feed. So start with your first cut, build them up, and then by the time they're having their lambs, you should be on your second cut, and when they're nursing, second and third cut if you have it. And then when you're weaning, go back to that first cut, because that's when you want them to dry up. And like I say, they're not going to appreciate that first cut at that point anymore. So that's the way to do it. It was a lesson that I didn't have a clue about. Who is that?
I saw you a little bit of a sore eye.
Oh, but he's a nice one, eh?
Yeah. They're all big sheep. That's a solid one, that one. Well, that's third cut. The other stuff was second. So this is the stuff I cut. This is stuff I cut in September. End of September?
Yeah. Oh, looks nice.
Well, I'm going to feed another barn.
Yeah, I just got to clean the drinkers here. But you see they're all lining up now. This stuff is finer, so they're able to pull this through the bars a little easier. Oh, it's like really, really soft and fine. You don't always want to feed your sheep really fine stuff, because you need some of the stalks and coarser material to add scratch to their rumens. It's what aids in digestion. So this is nice for lambs because they only have small stomachs and they're starting out. But for ewes, if we are feeding hay that's that fine, we'll often mix it up with a coarser bale, so that they are getting the scratch as well in their stomachs. So if you're feeding third cut, look for that stalks and stuff. The stalks aren't their favorite, but they will eat it just to get that scratch in their rumen. Look at them now. Is there a good one here we can show them?
Some of them had enough of it already.
They want to play. Probably one of them is Peanut's lamb.
Well, they're not underfed lambs, so I mean, it won't take much to fill them up, eh?
Yeah.
These lambs are in good shape.
When you feed your sheep constantly, like we do, we don't believe in having an empty feeder. So they're always free to get hay at any time of the day, because they're grazers, which means they go at it all day long. That's their nature. That's what they should be doing. And if you leave them as grazers, even in confinement, then they will nibble all day long, and they won't bloat either. And they won't get like overly full. Like some of them, like Arnie said, have gone back outside to play, even though the food's here, because they're full. But if you let their feeders go empty, then they're gonna gorge out when mealtime comes, and then you might run into bloating issues and stuff. It's better to regulate it, and they just nibble all day. Even humans, they say, are like that. Nibble all day, don't gorge out.
Find a home for that little guy?
I know. I said we gotta find a pet home for him.
Pretty hard to get
Like how is he so small?
this cross here.
What?
Yeah, I'm pretty tempted to keep it.
Who?
cross number one.
Number one, yeah, she's really nice.
Yeah. I don't know. We said we wouldn't keep crosses, but I don't know.
Yeah, she's nice. There's a lot of nice ones in here.
Yeah.
Okay, we've caught Peanut's lamb. How's he weighing?
Oh, heavy. Over 50 pounds.
See, he's caught, but he's not panicking too much because he's got Peanut's disposition. He's got good bone on his legs. He's a cross, unfortunately. We know that. But he'd be a three-quarter Dorset, and we know he's a cross because he's got a speckled face and he's got black hooves. Dorsets have a white face and white hooves. But hi, sweetheart. This guy is a really stocky, good ram.
Come out. Come on.
Let's see how he's built.
I'd say he's over 50 pounds.
Oh, honey.
He's tall.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
not really tall.
No, he's not. Ernie.
Well, he's a little heavy.
Ben. Watch Max too. Two testicles, Arnie.
Yep.
You didn't check.
See it right away. Whoa.
There he goes.
Ben, nice.
Where'd he go? Oh, here he is, right in the middle. He's not the tallest, but look at how wide and solid he is. And muscle weighs heavy. That's why even though he's smaller, he's heavy for Arnie.
Little Pee Wee Herman.
I know. You always feel sorry for those little buttons.
It just happens.
Yeah.
Some sheep go extremely good, and some sheep just don't have it.
But this number 5 ram, he's a little taller, but he's really Dorsety looking, I find. And his ears are a little. He's got wool around his ears. He's not super fluffy ears, but you can see the wool all the way around. And to me, he's got a really nice masculine face too. Don't get Pee Wee.
I want to see what little Pee Wee weighs. Oh, Pee Wee.
But he's probably a youngster.
Pee Wee. You're not even hitting 30 pounds yet, Pee Wee.
But he's trying. Let him eat. He wants to eat. Poor Pee Wee.
Probably the most profitable ram you ever buy. Sometimes the little ones are the best ones. Oh,
here.
He's kind of light, you see.
Oh, is this Pinky? Oh yeah, there's Pinky.
Which one?
Grab Pinky. She's a cross too.
Which one?
See where little Pee Wee is?
Yeah.
Right in front, with her head in the
That's
trough.
a cross?
Yeah, that's.
Are you sure?
That's the one. That's the one. Her mom had the bloody udder for the first day, and she was.
Really hard to transfer. She sees me coming. See the eye?
She's heavy. I can tell you, she's heavy. She's the widest female in here, but she's got way back in her pedigree, Texel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be very much then.
No, I'm saying it's way back, but it is there. So we're just locking the gate in this barn, and I noticed at the back that there's a whole bunch of lambs inside. No, it's not bottle time. They're all laying back in the back corner. But who's in the corner with them? That's Chewy. Katie. I'm surprised they all haven't gotten up because now I'm back here. All the pigeons were back here too. And all the flapping usually startles everybody. This is a plague more than the cats. Pigeons are quite the problem. That's why we're very happy when we have our falcons in here and our owls. Keep control on this. And in the winter we can scare them out and lock the doors, but because we always open the doors again during the day, they come right back. They're a bit of a problem. But these guys are all relaxing now. We got a whole bunch laying up against Chewy for some reason, but not Cupcake. Cupcake's not up here. Cupcake must be up front. So you can hear the Canada geese migrating above us right now. They gotta really wonder what's going on, because this is the time of year where they're usually landing in the cornfields and stuff, eating the grains of corn on their way for their migration. But right now all the fields are snow covered. So they're gonna have a harder time of it too. Oh, here she is. This is Peanut here. See, with the green numbers and the green dot, she's 43. Peanut, can we have a look at you? You can see how she's got finer bones. She's got more of that Texel influence in there by the fine bare legs. But her ram has much thicker bones. But she's got a very wide rump, and he inherited that from her for sure. Peanut, can we say hello? Hi, Peanut. Hi, come here. Come on over. Come on over. Say hello. Yeah, you're a nice girl. There. Yeah, we've been looking at your lamb. He's lovely. He's a lovely boy. He's going to inherit your disposition. Yes, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, you're a good girl. So I don't know if you've ever met Peanut before, but this is her. She's a sweetheart. And I do swear that the friendly ones pass that friendly gene on. Hey? Where is your little guy? Where is he? One thing about Peanut, Texels, when you cross them with Dorsets, have the most beautiful fine wool. She is soft. Really soft. And she's quite lustrous. It's fairly dark in here, but she's got beautiful wool. See the pink skin? See how long that wool is? And you can see little crimps in there. That means it makes it good for spinning, because the wool strands interlock together when you're spinning them around. But she's got a very beautiful fleece. Hey, you got a beautiful fleece, don't you? So I guess we're going to call that a day. So from me and Peanut, we're going to say goodbye and thank you for watching. And I hope you join us again tomorrow for the next day at Ewetopia Farms. Hey, Peanut. Yes.